All right. Once again, good good afternoon. Good day. Pacesetters Academy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good.
All right. We said, thank you so much for honoring the invitation, and it's amazing to see the impact of what we are building, like in real life. Like it's so sweet and so amazing. Like we really love that. All right. So without wasting much time, let's get into the discussion. Now, let's start with this. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little about what you teach, like why your research center, your tutorials, and the kind of students you teach or you deal with, basically.
Okay, thank you very much. So I am Divine Opara, the city of Pacesetters Academy. So I'm actually one of the founders of the online academy, and we are based on teaching students, especially students preparing for UTME exams, post UTME exams, WAEC, and all the way to the admission into the higher institution. Yeah, basically, that's what we do. We tutor them, then we create CBT using your platform and test them to ensure that they are well prepared, for any examination at all. And it has been worthwhile actually.
All right. If I may ask, like, when did the Pacesetters Academy start? Like, how long ago?
It started in the year 20, it was 2025. Yes, 2025. Started
Uh,
2024, but we left officially in 2025. Yeah.
all right. That's like about a year plus or around a year, basically. All right.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So still on the basics, still on the background, like want to know what challenges have you been facing, were you facing in assessing students for now and before discovering QuizBoot? Like, have you tried an assessment platform? Like, what specific challenges have you been facing?
It's cracking. Can you come again?
All right. So I said, what
You,
specific challenges have you been facing in trying to assess your students? That's like tests, mock exams, stuff like that, before you discovered QuizBoot.
Okay, okay. The challenge we had was actually looking for an online quiz platform that we could use to actually teach our students. Before we were just making use of, you know, traditional testing like using WhatsApp and just any questions. It was not really effective because the students they didn't have like a hands-on simulation of the actual examination. So I was tasked with the responsibility of looking out for any online question platform, and most of them I saw, some of them were this one I saw, it was like a foreign question, required payments, and actually in
I think I
dollars
lost
at
him.
that time, and we're
Awesome.
just out of
Okay.
so we couldn't afford that. And the other ones I saw, the features that they had, didn't meet up with what I wanted actually for the students. So I used this sharp, but it was not really usable. It was not really effective. So until I stumbled upon QuizBoot. Yeah.
So thank you so much. Like that's it. That's so good to hear that we actually fit into the description of what exactly you wanted. But by the way, how did you or like how did you get to know about this?
Okay. The first time I knew about QuizBoot was it was a student, I think it was a tutor who created a quiz for us. Like this one was not UTME based, no, it was when I was in school, Unilag, University of Lagos, right? So one of the tutors at that time who was teaching us a particular, just like all the student tutoring, right? Teaching us a particular course, right? So he used the QuizBook platform to create like a CBT. Because at that time, that when I was in 100 levels, so yes, you know that our exams were usually CBT. So he used it to actually prepare quizzes for us. So at that time, when I said, I was like, okay, I wanted to just try it out to see if I could create quizzes, for students. Because before starting up Pacesetters Academy, I usually create, quizzes for students at that time. Yeah, at that time when I was, yes, that time, especially during that COVID time. Yeah, so I usually prepare quizzes for students just to help them. Yeah, but then I didn't find, like I said, I didn't get the right quiz platform. Yeah, before I stumbled upon QuizBoot. So back to my story. I got to use the QuizBook platform and I loved it actually. I loved the interface, I loved the way it was, and everything. And I even had the mind to use it at that time, but then it skipped my mind, and then I forgot about QuizBoot entirely. But then what now brought me back to QuizBoot was when, because I usually follow some of all the other channels, all the other academies, right? Just to get to learn from them. As a startup, it's good that you have people, at least
Yeah.
other academies that you follow to see how to do their things and run their academy. So as I was following them, I saw that they used one of them used QuizBoot actually to prepare, I think they post TMA, that post TMA, post TMA CBT, for the students. And I hopped on it, I tried it, and it was nice. That's what that led me back. That now made me to record that yes, I've actually used this platform before. Because when I tried to sign up, they told me that I have an account. I'm not like, and I remember and I record that yes, I've actually used it before. Then I said, okay, let me try it out. I tried to test, tried to, upload questions and see how it was. And I saw that it actually had the features that I needed, that I was looking for this while. And that's how I started using QuizBoot. And I even told it to the other founder, and they was like, wow, you know, I've started using QuizBoot for our students, and I've been
All
on
right.
QuizBoot till now.
Like I'm so like don't know how I am to hear this. That's yeah, you got what you wanted. By the way, while you were talking, I can recall you said what someone that was teaching you in University of Lagos. By the way, I used to in the University of Lagos.
Yes.
Okay, so someone that was teaching
I
University
am
of
still
Lagos
yes.
set questions for you
Yes,
on quiz.
yes. You said what?
There's someone that was teaching you at the University of Lagos set questions for you on QuizBooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you have an idea of the person who the person was?
I right,
Or the
right. Yes, I
tutorial name
I
or
can't
whatever?
remember the name, material name actually, but I I still know the person. I think it's Spark. Sparks. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. But I think it was
Okay,
Spark tutorials.
okay. All right. That's good to hear. All right, Mr. After, do you have any question at this moment before going to the like productivity parts and stuff like that?
Oh no, no questions at all from me for
Oh,
now, right? I'm just happy hearing all of this. The fact that he used it as a student, now he's using it as a tutor. That's that circle that we've always been experiencing. Hearing it again from him, like it makes a lot of sense.
yeah. Thank you. All right. So now, let's look at it from your student's perspective.
Okay.
How exactly do you use people for your students, and what has been their own experience?
So
What
you
has
come
been
again.
how have you been using QuizBook for your students, and
Okay.
what has been the feedback from them so far?
Okay, the feedback has actually been a good one. Has been a good one. Though we had some difficulties that some students experienced. Some of them saying that the Facebook doesn't load on their phone and all, but just a few of them. Like if you are to grade like put on a scale, just like maybe 3 or let's say 5% of them actually that complain. But most of them actually love the platform, especially the kind of it's that platform actually created a kind of simulated UTM environment. So even if we have not taken UTM before, you don't even have not taken any mock exam before, taking our mock exams on QuizBooks actually creates that simulated environment for them, especially with all the new added features. So it has been a wonderful one. I think I've actually commended, the platform at all.
All right. Thank you so much. Like that's glad to hear. By the way, how frequently would you say you create quizzes? Like how frequently? How many times per week? How many quizzes per week? That kind of stuff.
We create I may have like in a week, because most times I try doing that UTME time. We're creating daily quizzes. We're creating on a daily basis, like on a daily basis. We're creating close to like maybe 2 quizzes daily. But now we're stopped for now, but we're still trying to prepare for post UTME, post UTME. But that time during that UTME period, we're creating quizzes back to back using the platform. And thanks to the AI feature, the AI upload feature, so it
Yeah.
was quite for us.
I just about asking about that, about the AI feature, and how has it eased, or how has it impacted your work process? Like, what's comparison before now, for the AI feature, and before now? Can you just like give a brief to probably anyone watching this, like what the AI feature does?
Yeah. So before now, it was really stressful and strenuous uploading questions. Like you're trying to upload, especially when you're preparing for preparing a simulated exam like UTM, you have to like upload like 180 questions. So it's not easy at all. Uploading it one after the other. And that time I was using my phone. It was really not easy at all. But with the AI feature, it's very easy. All I have to do is just upload. Like what I do basically is I get the question, I use AI to put in the right AI format that is on QuizBoot, then put it directly on the AI in QuizBoot, and automatically it just uploads my question automatically. So it's very, very fast. With the AI feature, I'm able to create close to maybe 3 quizzes almost in a day. Like it's actually amazing, basically. It's amazing. That's what even like motivated me to even be part of the pro subscribers of the QuizBoot platform.
All right, glad to hear that. Mr. Peter, yeah, you have the floor.
Yeah, I mean, when you started talking about the AI and quiz creation, I wanted to say, do you have an idea of the total number of quizzes created on QuizBoot? I'm sure you see the number on your dashboard, but you might not pay attention to it. But do you have the idea of total number of quizzes you've created on QuizBoot? Like, if you
Okay,
give a
is
number,
it okay with my own account?
yes, your own account, like the Pacesetter Academy account. You might have multiple accounts, but that particular account, yeah.
This is here. It's like 200 and something. 200 and not 200.
Are
Since we
you sure?
started, yeah.
What I'm saying here is about 533.
Five, wow. Wow, that's
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting.
wow. I didn't know. The last time I checked, I've not been checking, but it's big.
All right, so let's do this way. Let's do this. Let's stay on that. Let's stay on that. Um, one of the reasons why you are here is because you are one of our top creators. That's why you are here. So I must say, so we have had people create quizzes and stuff like that. But what do you think has made your own quizzes stand out? What do you think has made your own like? What do you think has made you get this kind of traction like on the platform? I didn't even answer my question.
Yeah. I get your question. I would say is this standard of our questions because most I usually take my time to ensure that every quiz I make it's standard actually. Like what I do is I research on actually UTME. I research on how the UTME is, UTBT exam is actually like the format. Like for example, in English, I know that okay, there's a comprehension passage like 5 questions. There is a closed passage. So that's what I do, and then I implement it in my quizzes to ensure that yes, I am actually setting a simulated exam. And anybody taking it, if anybody taking it is just like it's similar to taking the real UTME exams. I think that's
Oh,
what stand out, and even the student taking it could testify to that and our quiz is actually standard and also they're actually tough and difficult.
all right, all right. So you're saying that for for creators that want to actually get that traction, want to like get that like
Yeah,
good traction on QuizBooks, they should invest more time into creating solid quizzes that people
yeah,
want to come back for. Yeah.
yes.
All right. All right. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. So I think I was going to ask about your productivity so far, but I think you have mentioned that about like you find able to create more quizzes here, like
Yeah,
per amount of time. All right. That's good. That's a very good one. Okay. So now one part of QuizBoost that I think before now people didn't really know about was the facts, or maybe people knew about it, but didn't get enough traction as it did in the past few months, is the fact that you can monetize your quizzes. That your quizzes don't
yeah.
have to be for everyone. So can you engage us on that? Like let's see, like what do you think about that first of all? What do you think about that? Let's start with that. What do you think about like the ability to be able to monetize your quizzes?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good feature actually. It's a way in which quiz creators can actually earn. by creating quizzes on the platform. It's actually a good one. Like it's like on our own part, it saves us a lot of stress. Collecting, maybe allowing telling the students to pay to us manually and then trying to get their receipt, confirming payments and all. Especially the large number of students we had, in this, UTM preparation, that this UTM exam that just, finished, right? So the payment plan on QuizBoot, made it easy for us to just, what we just do is create the quiz there, set the payment plan, just tell the students to go through there and, take the quizzes. So it was actually on our own part, it eased that burden, right? And it also helped us to actually generate income for the academy. So this is a good one actually, a good one.
All right. Still on this part, before we go into some little more questions, still on this part, have you? It's like a mix of this section and the previous section. Have you
Okay.
had students that did not know you before get to know you through Facebook?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. A lot. Like we've had students. If I put some of our students here, most of our students, not so most, some of our students are students from the QuizBoot platform. We even had, like last year when we started, our top scorer was even a student that we got from the QuizBoot platform who was always constantly taking our quizzes. And she had, I think, in her UTM, she had a score, if I'm not mistaken, 348 or so, over 400. And currently now she's in school. She got admission to study medicine and surgery in Delta State University. So we have had some of our students coming from the Facebook platform. Because most of what we do is that we any of our students who score, who who get high scores, right? Um we follow up on them. Yes, we follow up on them because there's the feature in QuizBoot that allows them to enter in their details. So from there, we just what we get in touch with them and then follow up on them. So
Wow,
that's
I'm
interesting.
so glad. I'm so glad to hear that, right? Like that's like I'm so glad to hear that. And again, so when you just mentioned this, I wanted to ask, like, how often does students message you in the DM? Like, how often do you get messages from them? Like, how often?
Is it from directly from QuizBoot or just our
Yeah,
student
yeah, like
general?
the messaging feature on QuizBoot, like because I see a lot of students message tutors, right? So I want to know, like, do you get such messages from
Okay, not really. We don't get. I don't get messages from them often on the messaging feature. Actually, no. I don't.
okay,
Most times, what we do, most times, I'm the one that like we are the ones that actually follow up on our students, especially students that we see doing well, like getting high scores in our quizzes. So, but the messaging feature not often. Most times, what they do there is probably they complain or not really, not really like
okay, okay, I get it.
yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. That's sweet here. That's like so sweet here. The fact that you can actually get now the good part is that because once they search for quizzes like SEO, normal SEO, when you search online Google,
Yeah.
some of our of some content on our platform pops up. So they can actually access quiz boots like literally. And then when they see you creating valuable quizzes, they're interested in your tutorials, they're interested in what you do, and they want to know more about you. So that's like really amazing. Like it's good to hear that. Thank you so much for that. All right.
Yeah.
Now, before we leave the still the monetization parts, what do you like? Do you like to say anything to probably educators, tutorial centers, or like institutions that do not realize that they can turn their knowledge, their assessments, or their assignments into some valuable income online? Like, do you have any like anything to say to them?
Regarding that, do I have mm,
No, it's fine if you which you okay. All right, yeah, good. Yeah, or you. All
no,
right, we
I
are
don't
good.
have.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So now, coming to impact. Let's
Okay.
look at assessments generally. The assessment, like
Okay.
quizzes, tests, mock exams. On the basics, how much impact do you think these things have on students excelling in their exams? Like, how much impact does this have? I know people can teach in classes, you can teach in class. In school, exams, maybe tests only happens in the middle of the month or middle of the term. Exams happen at the end of the term, and that's like the regular educational system is, for the most part, I guess. But what impact, as you have been teaching for like about a year or even over a year, what impact do you think quizzes, tests, exams make on students? Like, how does it influence or impact their performance in their major exams or in school generally?
Yeah, these quizzes, all these quizzes and assessments, taking quizzes, taking exams or taking assessments, has a great impact in the success of of students actually preparing for examination. You know, we have had testimonies, from our students, um who told us that the reason why they scored what they scored, the high scores they scored, is because of the consistent practice of or the consistent taking of our quizzes on the QuizBoot platform. So I won't say that I won't what is the word, overemphasize the need to actually study, but you see that taking quizzes also is very, very important. It's also paramount to the success, especially your success in key examinations, especially the UTM exam or any examination that has to do with just like you're practicing past questions to get to understand the format of the examination. So it's not just you reading, but you practicing and to know to know your strength, to know whether you actually understand what you have read. So that's what these quizzes do actually to the students. So when they read, because we usually advise them to always study. Even as an academy, we created study challenges for them, study groups for them, group them into study groups, such a way that they study, and then we now give them quizzes to test them on those particular areas. If you look at some of the quizzes we have created, you see that we created some topic-based quizzes. So as to test the students when we have told them to study a particular topic, we now test them on that particular topic they have studied. So in that way, in that sense, we get to see their strength. We get to see their strength. And also, they also get to understand to know their strength and know whether they understand that topic properly. So basically, quiz and assessment is it's actually a great impact. It actually affects the students, especially as regards, whether they will succeed in the examination or not.
All right, thank you so much. Like I said, studying is like just very, very important, like as the basics of preparation for any exam.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like having to take assessments like frequently would also solidify their preparations for exams. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right. Now let's look at the still an impact on students. Have you noticed like any changes in participation, motivation, or performance or exam preparation among your students? Like this is even before the exams, like in the participation or like before. Let's compare before it started. First, I using QuizBoot, and but let's
Okay.
say quizzes more frequently, and now have you noticed any like any like change in participation or their
Yes,
motivation or their performance like that before exam preparation? Yeah, I'm doing exam
yes.
preparation basically.
Yes, there has been an improvement. Most times we notice that students have there is usually more participation among students, especially when they are close to their examination. Yeah, so that's what we experienced during this UTM examination. Because I started campaigning for the 2026 UTM 2026 preparation class and all starting from last year, and that's ending of last year. So at that time we didn't have they have like the participation with the number of students who were participating in our quizzes were not encouraging. But early this year, when we were close to the examination, the participation increased and the students began to, most times they usually anticipate, our quizzes. Yes. Most times when we don't, let's say we give them a gap, we don't give them a quiz maybe for a day, and then we just come the next day. They're usually, anxious. Sometimes most of those students they message us asking us, about the quizzes and all because there usually is this anticipation, actually since they are close to the examination, so they want to actually see their level of preparation. So there's this there's this change actually.
All right, thank you so much for that. And still on lastly on impact, if you could share just one story or one student's feedback that stood out for you in terms of these like assessments, stuff like that, like is there any particular story or student feedback or any moment in time at all that I can think to or that I think back to and say, ah, this really stood out for me, and I really like, okay, because this assessment thing, like, yeah, it's really working. Like, we need to do more of this or stuff like that. Is there anything like that? Any time like that?
Yes, yes, we had a student feedback last year. Students who took our exam last. We have had many feedbacks, but let me just pick out one. A
Yeah.
student feedback who took our yeah, who wrote the exam. One of our students who wrote the exam, UTM exam last year, UTM feedback exam, and the student joined us early last year. That is when the exam, was approaching. And he testified to the fact that, it was the quizzes actually that drew him into our academy and also helped him to achieve the high score he had because he was one of our top scorers too. He had 309 or 315 or so thereabouts, but he had above 300 actually. And he has got admission. He's even now we even had to employ him as one of our facilitators there. So yeah, actually, and he was saying that what drove him was our quizzes because at that time we were creating this kind of competitive tournaments among the students every weekend. So that tournament, and at the end of the day, we reward the highest students with airtime, and that's what drew them into the academy. And he said that even he discovered that some of the questions we even set in our assessment in the tournament even came out like a bit of those questions came out in his main examination, and he could recall them because why? He practiced our CBT, practiced our quizzes that we do set on the QuizBoot platform. So we have had numerous a lot. I can't even start explaining narrating all of them, but there have been a lot of testimonies regarding our quizzes.
Thank you so much. Like, that's so sweet to hear. That's so sweet to the ears. Like, the fact that someone that you have trained that has gone through your system is fit enough to come back and also train others. Like that's a very good like results. Like, you're seeing the results of your work like in real time. Like, so I mean, I must say well done on that. Like, well done, well done, well done. Because I trying to say this, that even as easy as this, maybe some lecturers do not know the impact yet of creating these
Yeah.
quizzes. So they may be like let's talk about it, stuff like that. But the fact that you know and you also like you're doing it consistently, like, that's kudos to you. I must say well done on that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So closing in on time. So let's see. Let's look at the future. Good feedback and advice. Let's look at it now. What's one thing that you genuinely love about QuizBoots, and one thing to say can make this better, can make the platform better? Because this is it. From the time we set out to Facebook, so we had the basic platform, but from
Okay.
everything from the basic platform has been based on request. Every single thing from we had the base platform, but everything we have
Yeah.
built on top since then has been based on user request. So we speak we users like you, with creators like you, to know what exactly you need to add and stuff like that. And that's why we are asking now, okay, what's one thing that you say you genuinely love about this platform? Let's see if you go pick one feature that you genuinely love. What is that? And also, if there's pick one area you think we should improve on, let us know that also.
Okay. Okay. There's a lot of areas that I love about QuizBoot. I'll just mention a few. Especially that most of the features of the pro features here. Number one, I've mentioned about one. This is the AI features, right? I love the AI features. It makes my work easy, makes the work of other people who are also uploading easy, like very, very easy. With AI feature, I'm able to create more quizzes. Or I don't need to spend time creating quizzes anymore. So the AI feature is also I love the AI feature. I also love the teleport feature, right? I love the teleport feature. I can teleport, questions from, for example, let's say I'm creating a particular subject combination like English, maths, chemistry, and then on that quiz I need English, maths, maybe physics. I don't need to like retype English and maths. All I just do is teleport questions from the one I've created already. So that's a very good feature. It also saves time. And what other feature? Also, another feature I love is the question bank feature. I don't know what it's called, but that question bank feature that you people recently added. It's also nice. It helps to prevent cheating and also allows we the quiz creators to like upload as many questions as possible and test them, test our students, like test our students. So it's actually I love that feature also. Yeah, then another one. Hmm. think yeah, basically,
All
I
right.
think that just to mention a few. For
Thank you so much
the
for that.
one,
So,
I don't know if this feature.
so before we go into the feedback, because some watching this video and might not
Sorry,
understand.
sorry, I think he was still saying something, right? I think he
Yeah,
was.
yeah. You want to give question for just yeah.
I mean, I was interested to hear what he wanted to say. So
Okay, let's have it.
Okay, I was saying that I don't know if there's this feature that I've been, complaining about. I don't know if it has been fixed. The delete feature, deleting quizzes and all. I don't know if that has been fixed, but
yeah,
I've always.
I believe the last time you mentioned it, I worked on it already.
Uh,
Maybe you should try check it over again.
no
Thank
problem. Yeah,
All right,
so
all right.
that's
We'll see the feedbacks from you. We'll see the feedbacks from you. I don't have to mention
yeah.
this in between now because some people may be watching this video right now and they do not know what exactly the question bank is. So I'll just like give a run through. So for example, if you know those that write CBT exams in like schools, you will find out if you're writing exams, your when you get out of exam hall, your friend will say, I saw this question in my this one. Now I say I did not see this question. Now I say I saw that same question. And I did not see this question. That kind of vibe. So the question bank makes like if you want to give students a 50 question quiz, you can upload 100 questions or 150 questions, and then the system randomly picks 50 for them. So if they are taking the quiz next time, they are not seeing the exact 50 questions. If they are a group of maybe in a class, they are a group of people taking the same quiz, yeah, they see different questions. So that's like what the question bank feature is about. So you can selectively show the students this number of questions out of your question bank. So that's just for those that are not so aware about it. All right. Now let's see if this went back to the improvements. Any specific improvements, like just like you have been thinking about. Maybe this would be so nice to have. It would be so good to have. I think other students will love this also. Anything at all. Just request. I'm not promising that we'll get it done, but let us hear a perspective.
I do any improvements. I have not thought of any for now. Mm, okay, any improvement, any improvements. I don't know. I don't know. I've not thought of any
maybe
basically.
that we exhausted all the ideas and we implemented all the ideas already. Don't mind me. That's just a joke.
What I just noticed that most time when I think of an improvement, I just come online and then see that it has actually been implemented. I'm like, wow. Because I wanted to even like inform me about that question bank of a thing, and then I just saw that you have done it, and I was amazed. I was like, wow. It's there is no need actually. So I don't know. I've not thought of any for now, but I'll always be giving feedback. At least if I have any, I'll always be giving.
All right. Every single time, yeah, yeah. Just send a text, send a mail, anything whatever, and they will get it done. So sorry, second to the last question. Second to the last question. Now let's look at let's take a few steps back. Let's take a few steps back. Like let's look at things from like the bed eye view. What do you
Okay.
think like digital learning and online assessments are heading to the next few years? Like in the next few years, what are you seeing in terms of digital learning from
So
like
come again.
classrooms? Now, what do you think digital learning, like learning online and online
Okay.
assessment, where do you think it's headed? Like, is there any future you are seeing, like in the next few years? I'm thinking that this is about online assessment. Like, is there anything you are saying, like ahead, that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Like anything?
yeah. Yes, actually, digital learning is going to like be one of those, how put it, those platforms that will be raining in future time to come, like in times to come, especially in the future, yeah. Because now many people now are now, especially now the online, everything is going online right now. Yeah, everything is going online. So digital learning space is going to be like one of those, like call it pathways, yes, in the learning in the educational sector actually. Yes, that will yeah, it will actually take over the educational sector. Not really, not fully though, but it will be among the top rank there because many students now, I even finding it, I even enjoying, e-learning now compared to their traditional learning because it's flexible. It's they are able to. It's how do I put it? They are able to. Uh, what's the word to use? But I shall. One word I can say. One thing I can say is that it's actually flexible for
Accessibility,
students.
right? Ease
Yes,
and
access.
access. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So just to back up what you said, I think before now, the whole idea of e-learning has been Udemy taking course online. But when
Mm,
people like you are doing real time stuff for students, like they know this time for class, they can just like their normal classes, they are doing real time stuff. Yeah, so you have a class by this time, you have a test by this time, you have exam by this time. I think that adds more life. Other than just sitting to
yeah,
watch a tutor, just to watch a course, but just to watch like yeah,
true.
when you add life to just like you guys do, I think that's like what the future will be like all about in the next few years, I guess so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the last question, what advice would you give, like, number one, teachers looking for better ways to engage students, and number two, students preparing for important exams? So it's like your wrap up question. Advice to teachers that looking for better ways to engage their students, and also students that are preparing for important exams.
Okay, my advice to teachers looking for better ways to engage their students. I would say one way, like going for let's just let me use Paces Academy. One way I would say they can teachers can actually better engage their students is to make use of platforms like, for example, research. Yes, research and understand the preference of your students, because your students are like your they're like the main, like call it your customers basically, or and usually, as the word usually say, they say customers are always right. So always know the preference of your students basically and what they like. So just like you can get feedback from them, and that's one thing we usually do at Fitness Academy. We usually get feedback from them. Anytime we do something, we try to always get feedback from them to know what they actually want. And from that we then work on that. So my advice to teachers, to get more engagement is to, first of all, like I said, understand the preference of your student. Then know how you can now channel that preference, to still achieve that goal that you want to do, to still achieve that aim and objective that you want to achieve in their lives. Like, for example, we understood that at Paces Academy, we understood that many of the students, they love taking CBT exams, they love what is assessment. So that's what we used. So we used it as a leverage. So we gave them quizzes, and then when they see their scores, they see that wow, they're not ready for the exam. So in that way, we are able to now chip in what we have for them, which is the classes and all, and that way to get more engagement from them. And see, also consistency also doing. Just be consistent. It's not going to be easy, but by discipline, just inculcate discipline, and be consistent in that thing you are doing, and I'm sure you will surely get the engagement. You surely get the engagement. Then the other part, coming to the other part of the question, which is advice to students, right, preparing for exam.
Yeah.
My advice to them is, to study. There's no other shortcut actually to success than studying and preparing hard. They said proper preparation prevents poor performance. And proper preparation is not just, like we have said, it's not just studying, no, but also practicing, right? So you study, you practice, then you look at what you failed. That is called is a review. Yeah, you review what you've practiced, then you go back and then practice the ones you didn't get well, or like through that practice, you're able to see your strengths and your weaknesses. Then you work on your weaknesses so that you can what? So you can actually do, and so when next you take a quiz again, you see yourself doing better, you're improving. So that's one of the things we do at Spaces Academy, right? So as we are giving them quizzes, we are making sure that they are checking out their strengths and their weaknesses. And we tell them to, work on those weaknesses. And most of the students even testify to that they were seeing improvement as we're taking more quizzes. Why? Because of that consistency we give and the way we structure that our plan. Yeah, our plan, and it yielded great results, massive results actually. Especially in this UTM exam that just passed, we had more students even scoring above 300. Like, it was massive. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I must say it's a pleasure talking to you, Pacesetters Academy. Like, it's a
A
big
pleasure.
pleasure. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We are so glad you were able to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Peter, do you have anything for Same here.
Nothing really. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the feedbacks. I mean,
Yeah.
because people would not be here without all the feedbacks. Like those feedbacks, I know you're one of those that flood my DM a lot. Like this thing is not working. This thing is not working, you know. But but I mean, don't take it as a. Please keep them coming. We love those feedbacks. We love those
Yeah.
reports. It helps us to make the system better. And again, I can't say thank you enough for all the like all the students you are building and the kind of impact you guys are making. I see all these things and I'm amazed. But I'm part of a system that makes impact. Look
Yeah.
at it, you said add 300 or something. I was part of a system that made such. I don't know what your score is in Jam, right? But I mean, look at your students were like pacing you off. I know Bolu should have like maybe Bolu have 200, but that's just a joke, right? That's just a joke. But I mean, seeing all this impact, there was a student that was shared with me. The student at 372. 372. There was a time I was going through the record. I saw a student that joined QuizBoot in the last 6 months, and this student had over close to 2,000 attempts, like every day. So you can imagine if a student in 5 months had 2,000 attempts on QuizBoot. That means if we divide 5 months, 30 days in 5 months, that's how many days?
About 150.
150 days. Now let's divide 2,000, right? Divided by 150. At least this student, no, 150. At least this student uses QuizBoot. If this student comes to QuizBoot every day, this student takes at least 13 attempts every single day for you to achieve that height. Like, seeing all this data is interesting and very, very crazy. So thank you very much for being a part of this. We are so glad and happy that you guys are building champions and building future leaders. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your effort. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Pacesetters. I'm looking to have this kind of discussion with you again sometime.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much.
No. You're
All
welcome.
right. So this brings us to the end of this video. So if you're watching, please if you have questions, also share them in the comment section, or if yeah, so and we'll surely attend to them. Thank you so much. All right.